What's up, y'all? I know y'all motherfuckers can't see me. It's still January 14th, 2020. And a lot of people asked me to talk about the Xavier Woods interview on Undisputed. He really didn't give us anything. Everything was pretty much, company line. Everything was pretty fucking PC, to be honest. He didn't really reveal anything. And it's nothing like a Bryce Butler or Orlando Scandrick, anything like that. It wasn't anything juicy like that. It was, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. They basically asked him some softball questions. They were like, well, how do you feel about Dak as a leader? Okay. Xavier Woods gave the company line. I think he's a fantastic leader. He asked about Jason Garrett's exodus. And he gave another company line. He was like, Jason Garrett was great, and we got to blame some on the players. There's fault to go around for everybody. Same shit. What else? To be quite honest, if you didn't watch the interview, you didn't miss anything. You really didn't miss anything. He was asking about, how he feels about Mike McCarthy. He was talking about, we're going to get some new energy in, and sometimes you need some new energy in, and all that. It was basically a fucking PC fest. And I'm gonna be frank with you guys. It was bullshit. I don't know why they had Xavier Woods on. But to be honest, Xavier Woods did his job. That's what he's supposed to do. You're not supposed to veer off the company line like Orlando Scandrick or Bryce Butler or anybody like that. You're not supposed to do that. But to be honest, Xavier Woods was a waste of time on Undisputed. He shouldn't have been there. And to be quite honest, they could have talked about anything else, other than bringing him on. Sometimes there was no reason for him to be on there. They could have talked about something else. They could have filled that slot with someone else or some other topic that was more interesting. Okay, they talked about the Cowboys to death. No one wants to hear about the Cowboys, not even me. And I'm a diehard Cowboy fan, so there's no reason for Xavier Woods to be on there. He wasn't going to give you any juicy information. He wasn't going to give you anything. There was no reason for him to be on there. But if I could be Xavier Woods' inner, deepest, darkest thoughts, if I could be the spokesman for that, I would say, well, the reason why we went 8-8, but we had so much talent was because, we have an incompetent head coach. When you look at all these, these coaches in the playoffs, look at the Seattle Seahawks. They made it to the divisional round of the playoffs, and they were out. Their three starting running back, their three top running backs were out. C.J. Prosise, Rashad Penny, and Chris Carson were out, and they still made it to the divisional round of the playoffs. Why? Because they have a great coach. They had 160 yards receiving from their rookie wide receiver because of their head coach. Their head coach put that wide receiver in a great spot to where he can succeed. Okay? We have a dearth of talent on the offensive line. On the Seattle Seahawks, they have a dearth of talent on the offensive line. They don't have many offensive weapons outside of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett and Russell Wilson, and they still managed to get to the second round of the playoffs. But, we have all this talent across the board and we can't make the fucking playoffs. Or, if I was Xavier Woods' spokesperson, I would also say, hey, take a look at, take a look at the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans have a cast-off, a reject quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. Okay? They have an average offense. They have a nice rookie wide receiver in A.J. Brown, but he's a rookie. What kind of impact can he really make against the Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens? You see what I'm saying? Okay. But they have a brilliant head coach in Mike Vrabel. And to be quite honest, you don't really need to be that brilliant to understand that you have a running back at 6'3", 240-something pounds who can run a 4.5. Just give him the fucking ball. Okay? There were many instances within the season where Ezekiel Elliott was right there, and we didn't give him the fucking ball. And also, we ran the same fucking schemes all the fucking time, giving him the ball and running him right into fucking traffic. You know, we did that a lot. Ezekiel Elliott is a more talented running back than Derrick Henry. He is. The only difference is that Derrick Henry is 3 inches taller and 20 pounds heavier. But other than that, that's it. Ezekiel Elliott is the better running back, even though I will capitulate and I will say that Derrick Henry is having the better season, which he is. He's having a much better season. But overall, Ezekiel Elliott is the better running back. And so, instead of putting your running back in an offense to where he can succeed, or build a scheme where he can succeed in more effectively, he can be more effective, because let's not get it twisted. Ezekiel Elliott was very effective this season. I mean, he was the, 4th leading rusher this season with over 1,300 yards rushing. So he had a good season. He had a great season. Compared to most people's standards, he had an excellent season. 1,300 yards in a season is no slouch. Just imagine if we had the head coach who was competent enough to build the best scheme for him, instead of just giving him the fucking ball in the fucking traffic. So if I was Xavier Woods' spokesperson, that's what I would fucking say. Because we've had so much fucking talent on this team, and to go 8-8 is fucking embarrassing. It's quite jarring. Sometimes it keeps me up at night, you guys. I am a diehard Cowboys fan, and watching this fucking season go down the drain pisses me the fuck off. It pisses me off beyond comprehension. Because how in the fuck do you have Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper? You have overrated but still decent offensive line. You have that, and you go 8-8, and you go fucking 8-8. I don't get it. I don't get it, and I never will understand it. Jason Garrett is that incompetent, and I'm so fucking glad he's gone, because if we made the mistake and went 9-7 and make it to the first round of the playoffs and get destroyed, Jason Garrett would still be the head coach, and we would have to go through this shit another year. So it was a blessing in disguise that we went 8-8 and missed the playoffs. We finally got some fresh blood in here. We finally got a competent head coach who's won a Super Bowl, who's had success in the playoffs, who's been to the NFC Championship game 4 times. It's about fucking time. I'm out.